In the privacy of intimacy, we often forget that eroticism is not about performance, it's about presence. The idea of making her squirt or finding her G-spot isn't about unlocking a secret code or mastering a technique. It's about learning how to read her body like a language that constantly shifts between whispers and moans, between silence and surrender. We live in a culture that is obsessed with outcomes. Did she squirt? Becomes a trophy question, but for her to experience that release, the kind that leaves her breathless and disoriented in the most delicious way, she must feel entirely safe, unjudged, free. Squirting isn't about pushing harder or faster. It's about slowing down until her nervous system says, I can let go here. The G-spot, yes, it exists, is not a mechanical switch. It is a sensitive, textured area that comes alive under patient, rhythmic, attentive touch. It responds to curiosity, not pressure, to subtlety, not force. Imagine your fingers are not tools but translators, converting sensation into language, into music, into memory. And it begins long before the sheets are pulled back. It begins in how you look at her across the room, how you listen when she speaks, how you touch her when there's no agenda. That kind of connection lowers walls, not just clothes. When she feels deeply seen, her body says yes without words. Technique matters, yes, but only when intention leads it. Upward pressure, 2 fingers curled toward her belly, in slow waves, not to extract something from her, but to invite something to surface. Let her hips guide you, let her breath teach you, let her pleasure be your compass. And perhaps she'll squirt, or perhaps she won't. Either way, you've already succeeded, because you've created a space where her body is allowed to speak without shame. And when her body is heard, truly heard, it often answers in unexpected, overflowing ways. Squirting is often misunderstood as a performance goal rather than a natural bodily response rooted in deep relaxation and arousal. When we shift our perception from achievement to connection, we realize that this experience is not something that can be forced or guaranteed, but rather invited through a space of safety, emotional openness, and deep bodily awareness. For many women, the pressure to perform or meet a certain sexual standard actually blocks their ability to access the very pleasure we're seeking to cultivate. Squirting emerges when a woman feels fully relaxed, emotionally, mentally, and physically, and that level of relaxation rarely happens in a rushed or disconnected environment. It requires her to let go of control, and that letting go doesn't happen through technique alone, but through a shared sense of trust and attentiveness. The body's capacity to release fluid in that way comes from heightened stimulation, especially around the G-spot region, combined with rhythmic pressure and full-body arousal. But it's not just about pressing the right spot. It's about creating an erotic environment where nothing is demanded of her, where she can fully immerse herself in sensation without fear of judgment or performance anxiety. The paradox is that the more a woman feels she should squirt, the more likely her body is to tighten, withdraw, and resist. The most profound erotic experiences come when we relinquish goals and sink into presence. In that presence, her body may respond in surprising and liberating ways, one of which might be ejaculation. This is why focusing on making her squirt as an end result often backfires. It turns what should be a vulnerable embodied act into a pressured task. When there's no need to achieve, the nervous system relaxes, arousal deepens, and the gateway to release opens. Her body becomes more expressive, less self-conscious, and more connected to pleasure in a way that transcends performance. When we understand squirting as a response rather than a goal, we begin to see it as a gift of surrender, a sign that her body trusts the space you've created together. It's a celebration of letting go, not a reward for doing things right. And sometimes in the absence of expectations, that release comes naturally, not because it was forced, but because it was allowed. The experience of squirting is intensely personal and varies for each woman, but the common thread is that it is never mechanical. It is always emotional, psychological, and deeply intimate. The most powerful technique then is not found in your hands, but in your presence, your patience, and your ability to help her feel completely safe. That emotional safety is what makes her body feel free enough to release what it's been holding. Whether or not she squirts, what matters most is the environment you cultivate, one of attunement, respect, slowness, and open-ended exploration, because that's what gives her permission to truly let go. And when she does, her body speaks a truth that no technique alone can ever coax. The G-spot, often spoken about with mystery and anticipation, is not a single button or switch that delivers instant gratification, but rather a zone of spongy, sensitive tissue located a few inches inside the vaginal wall toward the belly button, part of the urethral sponge and internal clitoral network. Its responsiveness varies widely from one woman to another, and that variability is part of what makes exploring it such a nuanced, deeply relational experience. It is not about poking or pressing in a mechanical way, it is about learning the rhythm, pressure, and subtle changes in sensation that awaken this area over time. The G-spot often responds best when a woman is already highly aroused because the tissue becomes engorged with blood, making it more pronounced and pleasurable to stimulate. In fact, for many women, the G-spot may feel barely noticeable until they are deeply turned on, which is why foreplay, emotional intimacy, and the quality of connection are inseparable from the physical technique. The most effective touch involves using one or two fingers with an upward curve, as if making a come here motion while maintaining steady, consistent pressure rather than fast or erratic thrusting. But even more important than the technique itself is how attuned the partner is to the woman's body language, breath, and emotional cues, because the G-spot is not just a physical location, it's an emotional trigger point as well, sometimes even unlocking tears, laughter, or waves of vulnerability. This area is interconnected with the pelvic floor and emotional memory, meaning it often carries far more than just erotic potential. It can be a source of release, of remembering, of returning to oneself through sensation. Approaching the G-spot with respect, curiosity, and gentleness transforms the experience from one of getting her off to one of meeting her within. And because this part of the body requires time, presence, and a high level of trust to fully awaken, the role of the partner is less that of a technician and more that of a witness, a guide, a mirror to her unfolding pleasure. It is essential to create an environment where she doesn't feel rushed or evaluated, where her responses, whether subtle or intense, are all welcomed without expectation. In this space, the G-spot becomes not just a physical zone of pleasure, but a portal to deeper connection, erotic discovery, and even emotional healing. It's a territory where vulnerability and desire intertwine, where the physical merges with the psychological, and where the body is allowed to speak freely. The true art of G-spot stimulation is not about finding the right spot and staying there. It's about entering into a dynamic, evolving conversation with her body. Every moment is a chance to listen more closely, adjust more intuitively, and co-create an experience that honors not just her anatomy, but her entire erotic self. That's where the real magic lies, not in the stroke, but in the space you hold for her while stroking. Relaxation is the essential foundation for any deep sexual release, including the possibility of squirting, and it goes far beyond physical comfort. It encompasses emotional safety, mental stillness, and a deep sense of being accepted without pressure. A woman cannot fully access the most sensitive parts of her body, including the G-spot, if she is carrying tension, fear, shame, or the feeling of needing to perform or please. Her body listens to her mind, and if her mind is on guard, critical of herself, or anticipating judgment, then her pelvic floor contracts, her breath shortens, and her capacity for pleasure narrows. To truly let go, a woman needs to feel that nothing is expected of her and that she is free to respond in any way that arises naturally. Creating this state of deep relaxation doesn't begin in the bedroom, but often far earlier in how she is spoken to, how she is touched, how present and attuned her partner is. Eye contact, warmth, slowness, the absence of performance goals, all of these signal to her nervous system that she is safe, that she can soften, that she can trust. Her body has its own timing, and arousal is not linear. It fluctuates, expands, contracts, and it requires space to unfold without interruption or agenda. The more relaxed she is, the more her body is able to receive pleasure rather than brace against it. And in that openness, sensations become more intense, deeper, and more fluid. Squirting, which involves the release of fluid from the skin glands around the urethra, can only happen when her pelvic floor is relaxed enough to allow that release. Tension and holding block the channels through which pleasure flows. This is why techniques alone, no matter how refined, are not enough if her mind is tense or her emotions are unsettled. The body is an extension of the psyche, and true erotic release happens when they are both aligned, both unguarded. Breath is one of the most powerful tools for cultivating this state of relaxation. When she breathes deeply, slowly, and fully, her body signals that it's in a state of trust, and that signal cascades through her muscles, her heartbeat, her voice. Encouraging her to breathe into her belly, to move freely, to make sounds without shame. These are not just sensual invitations, they are psychological permissions that let her know she's allowed to feel and allowed to express. In this space, she may begin to access levels of pleasure she has never touched before, And if her body responds with squirting, it will be because it feels free enough to overflow, to release, to express something that cannot be contained. The essence of this kind of pleasure is surrender, and surrender cannot be commanded. It must be invited, gently, with patience, with reverence. And when the body feels truly held in that kind of space, it often surprises both partners by revealing its deepest, most instinctive truths. Trust and connection are the unseen forces that shape every erotic experience and profoundly influence a woman's capacity to access deeper layers of arousal, including the kind that leads to squirting. When a woman feels emotionally safe, when she senses that her desires will be heard without judgment and her vulnerabilities held with care, her body opens in response to that emotional invitation. Her erotic system is not just wired to respond to physical touch, but to psychological attunement, the sense that her partner is truly with her, not just touching her body, but meeting her presence. Desire thrives not in friction alone, but in the feeling of being chosen, cherished, and seen beyond the surface. The G-spot, for instance, becomes more accessible when a woman is already highly aroused. And arousal isn't something you extract, it's something you awaken through the interplay of trust, attention, and emotional connection. The body remembers everything, and if a woman has ever felt pressured, ignored, or disconnected during intimacy, her body stores that memory and becomes guarded. But when she feels fully accepted, when she can surrender control without fear of being hurt, her body responds with a depth of pleasure that is often transformative. Eye contact, words of affirmation, intentional stillness, and listening to her breath, her subtle movements, these all build the bridge between her emotional world and her physical surrender. It's not uncommon for a woman to cry, laugh, or tremble during intense sexual release, not because something is wrong, but because something inside her feels so deeply seen that it breaks open. That breaking open is what allows her to squirt, not just the act of fluid release, but the internal release of years of holding, pleasing, managing, and performing. Trust is what dissolves the layers she has built around her sensuality, especially in a world that often tells her to hide it. The more connected she feels to her partner emotionally, the more her body will say yes to experiences it may never have allowed before. The erotic is not separate from the emotional. In fact, the deepest erotic responses are born in the place where a woman feels fully allowed to be as she is, unfiltered and unguarded. It's in this connection that the touch becomes more than sensation, it becomes communication. Each stroke is not just a gesture, but a question. Do you feel safe? Do you feel seen? Do you want more? And when those questions are answered with attuned presence, her body unlocks its own rhythm, and that rhythm may lead to powerful fluid release. But it is never about the release alone. It is about the trust that allowed it to happen. Erotic connection is not performance-based, it is relational. The more a woman trusts that her pleasure is welcomed, not measured, the more she'll allow herself to be taken by it, to dissolve into it, and in that surrender, the extraordinary becomes possible, not because it was forced, but because it was earned through connection. Rhythm, pressure, and patience are the physical keys to unlocking G-spot pleasure and potentially inducing squirting, but they only work when they are guided by presence and responsiveness. The G-spot is not a part of the body that reacts to aggressive or erratic stimulation. It is subtle, delicate, and deeply tied to the overall state of arousal. Using one or two fingers with a firm yet tender upward curve, as if beckoning in a come here motion, is one of the most reliable ways to stimulate this area. But the success of this technique lies not in repetition alone, but in the energy behind the touch. Pressure must be steady enough to awaken the spongy tissue, but not so forceful that it causes discomfort or overwhelm. Many women find that the G-spot becomes increasingly responsive after several minutes of consistent motion, and during that time, patience is not just helpful, it is essential. This is not a race or a challenge to conquer. It is a dialogue with the most intimate part of her body, and that dialogue requires time to unfold. Rhythm creates familiarity and builds anticipation, and when your movements are in sync with her breath, her sounds, and the way her body subtly leans in or pulls back, you begin to enter into a kind of dance with her arousal. Often, combining G-spot stimulation with external clitoral touch can heighten sensation and bring her closer to a release that feels expansive and involuntary. But this coordination must be done with care, not as a multitasking technique, but as an integrated awareness of her entire body. Patience means letting go of the idea that something has to happen quickly or dramatically. It means staying with her, adjusting pressure, slowing down when she tenses, encouraging her to breathe, reminding her that there is nothing she needs to do, no outcome to achieve. In this space, the buildup becomes more powerful than the release. And ironically, this is often when the release comes, when she no longer feels she has to reach for it. Squirting, if it happens, may begin with a sense of fullness or urgency in her pelvis, a pressure that feels different from orgasm, but just as intense. And when that pressure is met with continued steady motion and an environment of non-judgment, her body may respond with an involuntary release of fluid. This moment is not just about what your fingers are doing, but about how attuned you are to her needs, her breath, her signals. If she needs to pause, you pause. If she wants more, you stay with her. The success of this process lies in the quality of your presence, not the complexity of your technique. Touch becomes meaningful not through novelty, but through consistency and intentionality. Her body may take time to open, and your willingness to wait, to listen, to follow instead of lead, that is what builds the kind of trust that allows her to surrender fully to her pleasure. Squirting is often portrayed as the pinnacle of female pleasure, but in reality it is just one expression among many, and not every woman will experience it. Nor should it be seen as a benchmark for sexual success or intimacy. The cultural obsession with making a woman squirt has created unnecessary pressure, turning what should be a moment of surrender and deep connection into a performance with expectations and outcomes. Every woman's body is different, and even within the same body, responses can vary from moment to moment depending on emotional state, hormonal fluctuations, past experiences, level of arousal, and the quality of the connection with her partner. Some women have never squirted and never will, and that doesn't mean they are missing anything or are less sexually responsive. Others might experience it only under specific circumstances, and even then not always. What matters most is not whether squirting happens, but whether the experience of intimacy feels safe, alive, exploratory, and deeply honoring of her body's natural responses. When we treat squirting as a possibility rather than a goal, we open the door for authentic expression, for an experience that flows organically from how her body is responding in that specific moment. Focusing too much on achieving this release can create anxiety or a sense of failure for both partners, especially if it doesn't happen, and that can interrupt the natural rhythm of arousal and reduce the space for presence and pleasure. Erotic connection thrives not on what is produced, but on what is felt, what is shared, and how free each person feels to be fully in their body without needing to prove anything. The beauty of sexual exploration lies in the unknown, in the territory that can't be mapped or predicted. And when we allow pleasure to be something we follow instead of force, we discover new layers of connection and sensation that are often more profound than any single act. When a woman knows that she is not expected to squirt, she is more likely to feel safe enough to let go. And ironically, that's when it becomes more possible, not because she's trying, but because she's allowed to stop trying. The body releases when it feels free, not when it feels demanded upon. Even for women who do squirt, it doesn't always happen in the same way, and it may not be associated with orgasm at all. Sometimes it comes from deep G-spot stimulation, sometimes from a combination of mental surrender and physical rhythm, and sometimes not at all, even when the connection and technique seem perfect. And that's okay. The purpose of intimacy is not to reach a finish line, but to stay open, curious, and attuned to each other. When both partners let go of pressure and instead tune into presence, what unfolds becomes far more meaningful than any particular outcome, because it's rooted in truth, connection, and the real-time wisdom of the body. Squirting is beautiful when it happens, but its absence is not a failure. It's simply one of many possible expressions of pleasure. In the end, the journey toward making her squirt or exploring her G-spot is not about mastering techniques or chasing physical results. It's about cultivating safety, deepening trust, honoring her body space, and showing up with presence rather than performance. True intimacy isn't found in trying to unlock a specific response, but in being fully attuned to the experience you're creating together. Whether her body releases in a wave of fluid or trembles in silent surrender, what matters most is the freedom she feels to express without fear, to be touched without expectation, and to be desired without condition. When the focus shifts from doing to being, from achievement to connection, her body becomes more than a site of pleasure. It becomes a voice, a memory, a home. And in that space of deep listening, deep feeling, and deep trust, the most powerful releases, physical, emotional, erotic, happen not because they are forced, but because they are allowed.